Okay, let's try this now. Where is it?
Hello, everyone, and welcome inside NHL Network Studios for the 2023 NHL Draft Lottery. I'm Kevin Weeks. We're mere moments away from determining the order of selection for the first 16 picks in the NHL Draft. Will the Anaheim Ducks remain the first pick, or will another team claim the top spot and the right to draft Connor Bedard? Just as anxious as we are, fans have gathered in Anaheim.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream here. If you're a fan watching this, tell me which team down below is your favorite.
If you think you're anxious to find out the results, how do you think he feels? Well, let's find out. Connor, welcome. How are you feeling as your future is about to be determined at this point?
Alrighty, let's see, get past all the talking.
All the NHL fans and players and certainly scouts and everybody else alike knows your skill set on the ice and what you bring to the table. But tell us something that we don't know
Okay.
about the ice.
Let's see.
I mean, hockey really, I played roles since I was like 4 or 5. We got a pretty good team, a couple NHL guys playing, so we play. I play every Saturday.
Yeah, just getting through all the
Summer hockey, but I know that's something about me.
talking in
Who
this.
was the player that you idolize and or that you do idolize and why?
So yeah, if you're new to the channel here, I just figured I'd be doing something different tonight. I thought I'd just give this a shot, see how it goes. See, yeah, just where I guess Connor Bedard, I guess he's the biggest, highest draft pick that they're very high on since probably Connor McDavid.
For the team that ultimately drafts you, what would you say are your best attributes?
Which they're saying this draft could be like 2015, but it'd be really interesting to see if this draft is as strong as 2015, where you could get like even into the second round and you're still finding like really good NHLers. Yeah, I know on these I usually mainly on this channel talk about music, but I thought today I'd try this out, give it a shot. I'm a huge hockey fan. Love watching hockey. Favorite teams, Canucks. I live out here in Alberta where Oilers, big team, Flames. Had to choose, I'd probably choose the Oilers. Like, I really love watching Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl play. They're fantastic. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, doesn't have to be related to this, just comment down below. Let me know what you guys think.
If it becomes a top 5 pick, Ottawa will retain the pick and instead transfer to Arizona its first round pick in the 2024 draft. Let's remind you of the rules that would
Yeah, right now, yeah, I started watching hockey in about, what's this? I'm in Oz. My lady's an Edmonton big Oilers fan. Yeah, like the one thing about Edmonton is very much like that is a really good hockey city. Sad that their fans had to suffer through the decade of darkness, is what it's called here, which was pretty much a team mismanaged like terribly. Their scouting was horrible. But at the end of the day, you got Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and that arena is going to be rocking tonight. Like, one thing about Edmonton, I remember back in the 90s when seeing a lot of their playoff series, like, they'd even bring in the decibel meter. Like, it was from pretty much the national anthem all the way to the end of the game. Like, the fans were into it. Oh, announcing number 16 right now. The Calgary Flames stay put at 16. Well, let's see who's number 15. Nashville. Okay.
The number 14 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pittsburgh, okay.
The Penguins have a 16-season playoff run and saw that come to an end. But the upside is they'll be
It's not bad.
And they have a top 15 pick for the first time in a little over a decade.
I don't think there's been any changes yet to this.
The 13 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to the Buffalo Sabres.
P.S. Barrow, yeah. Connor or Wayne Gretzky was a phenomenal hockey player. Like, the only hockey player, I think, for about a 5 or 6 year stretch that averaged 200 points a season, which is virtually unheard of nowadays. Okay, Ottawa gets the next pick. Yeah, I'm away. P.S. Barrow, I'm away from the wildfires. They're a little bit more north. Like, my wife drives to Edmonton every day, and she was coming home one day and one started at a dog kennel around there, and the owner. Okay, the Canucks stay put. Pretty much that she was coming home, a kennel was on fire or around that area, and said, yeah, like, the dogs and all that were safe, so that's really a good thing, and they were able to save their house. St. Louis gets the next pick. Okay. I guess Ottawa's pick number 12 went to Arizona. Detroit Red Wings at number 9.
Overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to Washington Capitals.
Washington, okay. So far, I don't think there's been any changes. Like, I don't have my glasses on. My dog broke them, so it's a little interesting here to see this. Philly at 7. Okay.
The number 6 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to the Arizona Coyotes.
Arizona, the next one. Yes, Barrow, okay, leave you to it. You'll always be a YouTube legend for being the first to listen to react to Yes songs in full. Yes. I hope to get back to it. Montreal gets number 5. So far, I don't think there's been any changes.
This year they'll be selecting 5th. The last time they had the 5th overall pick is when they took franchise ace in goal, Carey Price. The number 4 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to the San Jose Sharks.
San Jose.
This will be Mike Beer's second draft as the Sharks GM. They have never selected 4th overall, but they have a top 5 pick for the first time since 1998.
That would have been the Patty Marleau pick in 98.
And there was our first change in the order, with Columbus dropping to 3rd. So now either Anaheim or Chicago will will select first overall.
Anaheim or Chicago is going to select first.
The last time Chicago drafted number 1 was when they took Future Hall of Famer Patrick Kane. We'll be back after this.
Chicago or Anaheim? That's going to be really interesting to see. Chicago or Anaheim? Yeah, like looking at the draft and everything, like I hope this year it's good. Because, yeah, it was really the fail for Bedard. If Chicago gets first, I think this helps their kind of rebuild, retool after the Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane era is over. Anaheim, you bring them in with Zegras and Drysdale and a little bit of what they got. I think it's really could really help that team. I think it would accelerate their rebuild. It would make the Pacific Division really interesting to watch going forward, where you have Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, you have Vegas with Eichel and their team, Vancouver with Pettersson and Hughes, Miller going forward. LA has a really strong team. San Jose is the one team in that division I think that they've been out of the thing. I think they're finally starting to address the fact that they might have to rebuild, which would be a really interesting, because I don't think since probably I don't think San Jose's ever, at least as long as I've been watching hockey, I think ever really fully embraced a rebuild. Like, they got Marlowe at second overall, but after that, then they bring in Solani. They're in the mid 2000s. Owen Nolan was there. Like, they had that Thornton, Marlowe, Burns. Like, they've had some really good teams, but it feels, yeah, like they're kind of at the bottom where they're really starting to pick everything up. Man, that could be interesting division. Columbus. Yeah, this is really going to be interesting. Yeah, Chicago, they. Oh, that Oilers Vegas game tonight should be really good. Yeah. Well, I guess Columbus, yeah, would be in there too. Add him with Goudreau, that should be an interesting dynamic.
Anaheim would be excited, as well as Columbus. Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly has our top 3 picks. Again, we go back to Secaucus, New Jersey, and the NHL Network. Let's find out where Connor Bedard will land.
Okay, the pick's coming up. Number 3.
Good luck to each of Anaheim, Columbus, and Chicago. Start with number 3. The number 3 overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft.
Ooh, who's this going to be? Columbus gets 3rd.
There's a look at John Davidson and Jarmo Kekalainen out in the Buckeye State in Columbus, Ohio. Watch parties are going nuts so far. You can see on the right, we've got the Anaheim Ducks fans that are going bonkers.
Yeah, Ducks or Hawks. Who gets this? Who gets number 1? Who gets Bedard? Oh man, this is going to be interesting here.
The first overall selection in the 2023 NHL draft belongs to the Chicago Blackhawks.
Wow, the Blackhawks. Ooh.
The Anaheim Ducks. Bedlam in Chicago.
Wow. They end the Kane and Taves era by getting Connor Bedard.
Who certainly has to be enthusiastic about this great news for their franchise and, of course, their amazing fans.
Wow.
We'll see Chicago with their selection.
Like this, like I remember when they drafted Kane, they were kind of in that era of mediocrity where they were terrible for a long time. I remember Kane, Taves. Before that, they got Duncan Keith, Seabrook, bunch of guys. They really built that team up, but who?
Let's welcome in Chicago Blackhawks general manager Kyle Davidson. Kyle, how are you feeling right now?
Wow.
I'm feeling a little bit stunned, to be honest, but
So they get Connor Bedard, the Blackhawks.
the Blackhawks organization, we've got a ton of staff in the next room.
I will say this, I was kind of thinking about this earlier, is that it would be interesting if the Arizona Coyotes got Connor Bedard due to the fact that they had to fill the arena there, and kind of seeing him play in front of 5,000 people a night would be interesting, but
First overall selection, it's a monumental thing, and so it's extremely exciting. You know, I'm really
wow, the Blackhawks. I don't know how I feel about this.
It's in the end, it's
Part of me is like, this could be good. Part of me is like, this could be bad.
this team down the road. So we're excited, and
Because I think, from what I hear from all the scouts and everything, that this could be a really good, that this is supposed to be a really good draft. Here on the 2015 level, where you got into like second round, where you're still getting guys like Bolivier in that draft. Man, I think the Blackhawks did pretty good.
And KBL Sports. And Thursday, June 29th for round 2 through 7, right here on the NHL Network, Rogers and KBL. That'll do it for us from NHL.
Bella Lugrisi, no stream YouTube is really pissing me off. Yeah,
Congratulations again to the
there's.
Chicago Blackhawks for winning
Oh.
the 2023 draft lottery. We'll see you in Nashville.
Yeah, so how I feel about Chicago winning. Hockey, really, yeah. I think for Chicago, it helps them. I think it really does help the team going forward. Bye. Okay. Chicago going forward, it helps them in the terms of their rebuild. They kind of sold Kane off for really not very much. You got Taves, who's probably, I think, done. I read they're not bringing him back. You got Seth Jones on what some might say is one of the worst contracts in hockey, where he's making, I believe, like $9 million a year, and hasn't really played very much into it. It's one of those things that just really interested to see how this works out. I think it does accelerate it. I think they have some pieces there. Like, I don't know they're a team off by heart right now, but I think going forward, I think it won't be like as dire for Hawks fans as it probably was about last year, where they're like, the sky's falling. The whole Stan Bone, the Blackhawks scandal and everything. This team. But yeah, I think, like, from what I hear, if you get like 3 or 4 picks, it's going to be like, you could go through the first round and find some good players. The Ducks I feel sorry for, because this is the second time it's happened to them, where they missed out on Sidney Crosby, who was once in a generational player. They missed out on who's the other one they missed out on? I want to say they missed out on here Bedard. I don't think the Ducks have ever had the number 1 pick, at least as far as I know.
why this night is so big, and this is why this night is such great drama, because it always breaks someone's heart. It makes someone very happy, and it always breaks someone's heart.
Once upon a time, Chicago was the best place to go into on the road because they had a great team in the arena, the Madhouse on Madison. It was one of the best.
Yeah, the Chicago Arena should be rocking here, like the next season. Like it's been a while. Like their last Stanley Cup was in 2015, if I'm correct, against Tampa. And I think they made the playoffs the next year, and it's been really hit or miss with this team. Like they're not as dominant as they were. Which I think they had a 6-year stretch where they were a fantastic team to watch. They're really good. Tampa, I'd say, is probably the best since. Some might say Pittsburgh. But man, really looking forward though tonight to the Oilers and Golden Knights game. I think that's going to be a really good game. We're going to see which is true. Is Vegas, because I think a lot's been made about Vegas just being kind of like Vegas is just one of those teams where it's like everyone's like so much on the Oilers, like they're so dominant. I like to pump the brakes because it's a series, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and I feel like a lot of times a lot of people like to overhype things, and sometimes you have to step back and be like, okay, that was just one game. Let's see if it'll continue. Now, if I see the Oilers next game, like tonight, come out and just absolutely annihilate Vegas, then I would start feeling like, okay, but I don't think Vegas. I think that was a one-off for Vegas. But anyway, that's my stream here for the draft lottery. Chicago gets the number 1 pick. Who knew? That's gonna great for the Blackhawks. Ducks get number 2. Columbus gets number 3. I think looking at all these teams, I think you're gonna get a good player. So that's it. Anyway, once again, I have to say thank you guys so much for watching. This is me here signing out. Peace.